Thanks. Good afternoon. My name is Kiran Pendam, and I'm a senior QA engineer. And I'm going to talk about OKRs and with a personal twist to it, not from the professional context, but some different story, because I'm going to share my own personal journey with OKRs, how they help me transform an idea into reality. And it's not going to be very heavy. I hope everyone can connect to this topic. And my title for this talk is How OKRs Help Me to Start Small. And this is a personal endeavor, how they help me in exploring an idea and experimenting an initiative. Also, how they helped me in transforming an idea into reality. So, have you ever imagined that you would experience a pandemic in your lifetime? And have you thought that technology would actually come to the rescue and empower you? We are in a strange times. Like on one side, a lot of people got affected because of the pandemic. And on the other side, it empowered a lot of people. So according to the World Bank data, nearly 1.6 billion students of school children, they were out of school due to the lockdown and pandemic. And my focus is mostly on education and youth. And as per the United Nations Sustainable Goals Development, COVID has actually wiped out nearly 20 years of education gains. So what does this mean? It actually is going to affect this generation, and they might be losing out a huge chunk of lifetime savings. How can actually we help them from that place to an empowerment place? Actually, digital technologies have proven to be very crucial during this time, and they have helped a lot of people. In fact, a lot of children have adapted to the new ways of learning online, and also even adults, like in the professions, whoever in the technology field, they could actually work remotely. And better of all, they gained a lot of time because it saved commute time, and they got many more benefits out of it. But here is the thing. Pandemic had actually suppressed a lot of people on the disadvantaged side, and it empowered the people who had access to these digital technologies. So we already had this digital divide, which actually separated the people who have no access to technology to the people who actually have access. This divide has worsened because of the pandemic, and it's a real crisis. And how can actually anyone help to transition people from this world of disadvantages to the world of empowerment? I think there is a huge power in having right education and exposure to a world, changing world of opportunities, and also gaining some experience with the latest digital skills, 21st century skills. And coming from India, I would take an example of people people from the advantaged land, they have very bright future. I mean, they have higher education, and they have worked in companies, global companies, and they have reached such heights of success. If you see the top tech CEOs from India, like Sundar Pichai from Google or Satya Nadella from Microsoft, they have huge potential, and they have risen about using that potential with the power of their education, the exposure they had, and the experience they gained over time. So the people who are on the disadvantaged side, they also have the potential, but they are missing out using that potential because of lack of the power of education, exposure and experience. How can we help them move, shift from this land of like disadvantaged land to empowered land? Power of coaching, career coaching and mentoring. Actually, 3 years ago, mid-October 2019 to mid of last year, I volunteered as a career coach for Future Frontiers in Trainline. This actually gave me like coaching skills, and it also enlightened me that early career planning plays a huge role in shaping the future of the young people. And during this program, I felt that why can't this be done at every school? Why can't children be given exposure to early career programming in their school stages, transitioning to the college? In UK, it's happening, and I could do the one-to-one. It was wonderful experience seeing the children having, speaking to the professionals, having that kind of exposure. Look at this office, like it just boosts the spirit of people, like the young people coming and playing ping pong, and it's wonderful. This is something that every child deserves, and they need to have that kind of exposure, but they're missing it out, especially the people from the disadvantaged world. So I had this idea when I was coaching online because of COVID. I was doing online sessions. I thought, if I can do this online, why can't I do this to the disadvantaged youth in India? That idea needed some serious thinking because ideas are easy. Execution is hard. I had to evaluate some things before I thought of executing that plan. And for that, I needed to understand who should I focus? Who are my target audience? So focus on the right people. And I had to align some things because if I needed support from some people, especially the school staff management, and even the students need to be aligned with the initiative so they can actually get involved, engaged with this. Third thing I had to consider was commitment. It's just not me committing my time, but the students and also whoever is going to support me, they need to show commitment. Fourth one is tracking. What if I plan to do this in 6 months, and what should I do in 3 months? Every month, what should be the progress made in each of these months? I needed to track that. Tracking and stretching. As a working mother, you might be thinking like, okay, 5 days of work, and then you're thinking of doing something for community. What's my time with my family? It was too much of a stretch. Then luckily my husband was supportive, and actually I could think that I can do these things like focus, align, commit, track, and stretch. After evaluating these, I thought I can actually try to execute it. And guess what? These 5 things, facts, the acronym for focus, align, track, commit, track, and stretch. These are the 5 superpowers of OKRs. As you are all aware of OKRs, OKRs stand for objectives and key results. Objective is something that gives you clear direction. It acts like a compass, like you want to achieve something. And key results are something like milestones that help you progress, like you are moving towards your objective. And it helps you track. It's a simple concept, but is it really that simple to define OKRs? I think it's a challenge because you need to understand what are the best ways of defining OKRs. So this was my idea to career coach rural youth in India. And these are the 5 crucial things that I had to evaluate. OKRs. And luckily, there are like there is an evolution in OKRs over the past few decades. It's not like a one-size-fits-all solution for everyone, because companies widely use these OKRs, and they are popular amongst them because they are data-driven. They can derive insights from the data. They have some benchmarks. They can measure things. So these are mostly popular with the companies, but can we use them in personal endeavors? I think they have evolved into these three different types. So they are moonshot OKRs, roofshot OKRs, and learning OKRs. I'll just briefly go through each of them so you understand the difference between them. So as the name suggests, moonshot OKRs are like very ambitious. It's generally the company goals fall into this category. And it's generally like you have to achieve all the goals you set. This is not something that the companies are like looking for. It's like they're aiming for Mars, but if you reach moon, you are successful. That's why the name moonshot. And success is kind of like 60 to 70%. These initiatives generally involve research and development. Also, they work on innovative and creative solutions. Since there are multiple teams who are aligned with the company trying to achieve similar goals, there is a boost of like achieving more. The outcomes are exponential. These are the moonshot OKRs. An example for one such OKR is set by Sundar Pichai from Google. It was a 3-year stretch goal with an objective to develop next generation client platform for the web applications. And there were 3 key milestones every year, like reaching a target of specific number of users. These have very specific metrics to capture and time bound. These are like SMART. In the SMART, the A is aspirational, not just achievable. Going on to the roofshot OKRs. These generally, the team goals fit into this category where they are achievable. We work in like agile sprints. Teams like give their like estimation for how much time they need to finish. They kind of give their commitment saying that this is achievable. So at the end of the sprint, like you burn down the chart. This is like, you're committing to it. Those are roofshot OKRs. And every quarter, like teams come up with their own achievable goals. Those fall into this. They have a clear action plan, and this is like regular work. Also, these are incremental outcomes. An example for this is like in educating their employees in diversity and inclusion. So their milestones are training 100% in different areas. It's like a checklist, like only when you complete each of these, everything is done, only then you are successful or you achieve the objective. That is the roofshot OKR. Finally, coming to the learning OKR. You might be thinking, what is this? And as the name suggests, it is something like you do not have any data to derive metrics. This is like you have some idea, you want to explore or you want to experiment and exploit something that you have discovered. So these learning OKRs actually help focus on understanding what you do not know. You might be trying out something, maybe you do not know like if it's going to work or not. There could be unexpected outcomes and you are open to that. So I went with learning OKRs for defining my own personal OKRs. And I'm going to share my journey as a use case for this. And when is it time to move to different types of OKRs? I started small with my learning OKRs. Those were like offering bi-weekly online coaching sessions using Zoom And also, like after the career coaching, I wanted to set up a book club activity so the students actually improve their communication skills and also improve their personality as well. Also help them with speak up challenges to overcome fear and all such limitations. Overall, I wanted to complete this whole thing in 6 months period. So how did I start? Last year, August 2021, I spread the word that I'm actually organizing some career coaching sessions for rural, any disadvantaged youth. Within a few days, I got connected to this rural school. I was excited. I was ready with my OKRs and everything. I'm all set. I started doing the online sessions and everyone was committed, like they would attend. It was India on Saturdays around like 7 to 9 evening time. It's like probably dinner time, but the students would like, I think the only thing they could use was their phone. Not many of them have laptops, but at least they could connect with the phones. So I did the online sessions using Zoom and the attendance was really good. After finishing all these in a span of 3 months, I started a book club for a picked few students because not everyone was like interacting and I could not connect with everyone, but there were a few students who I could connect, interact, engage. So I picked a few of them, giving them extra focus, and I donated some books to the school. And they started also to learn mind maps, doing mind maps, to how to read and retain information. So there were some personality development activities in that, and that also went well over the next 3 months, which in a span of 6 months, I finished the whole program, and it was completed in Feb 2022. And in March, I went to India. I wanted to visit the children in person. This was an unexpected thing. When I told the school staff that I'm visiting India, they, within a span of 2 weeks, I think the COVID restrictions were all relaxed and they wanted an occasion to kind of like open up. In India, it's a punishment if you just say, don't do anything outside, no events. It's like a huge punishment. And they just like, within 2 weeks, they arranged an education summit, inviting me as a chief guest, which was like, I was not expecting that, but it happened. And there were other educationalists who also like took part in it. It was really a great opportunity for parents and the children to speak to different experts. It was never a thing for the rural school children. So the children were super delighted to see what's going on. And someone has come from London, it's a big deal for them. You might be thinking, what have I achieved? I do not think I have achieved anything, but for rural children, it's a huge deal to even speak to someone who is working. So I actually got the opportunity to speak to the parents, especially encouraging them to make sure that girls are also studying well, because in India, they give importance for the education of boys. In urban areas, it's not a problem, but in rural areas, it's still a problem that girls are not encouraged that much to like study well. They are kind of, after marriage, it's like taking care of family and kids. So there need to be a shift in thinking and to encourage the girls as well. So it was an opportunity for me to like tell them that there are huge opportunities for girls as well, and they need to be educated. These were the students who took part in my sessions, and the vision boards, you can see, like they prepared the vision boards. What are their future plans? Just like what are they going to study after college? And after their education, what are their career aspirations? It was a really heartwarming experience when I went to the school. The children came running to me. I did not even realize they would recognize me from far, almost like till there. They came running to me. It was a wonderful experience. And there were a couple of children who were the staff management children. They are so fortunate that they are able to attend reputed international schools in the urban area. But when I was carrying out these sessions, they were super excited, like, what's going on? What is career coaching? Of course, in their schools, they do the career counseling and all that. But for them, like I doing something for the rural school children online, it was something like interesting. A couple of them attended a few of the sessions, and this boy, he actually did most of his primary education in the United States and studied an year or so in UK. And he was actually stuck in India during COVID because of COVID restrictions. He couldn't go back to US. Like now he's back. But yeah, he gave this feedback on
advising
stage.
students to focus on their careers and their futures. And also, she had like a conviction on giving students more freedom and liberty while studying, which I thought was great and I thought was quite interesting. So, like, in my opinion, I feel like education should not be forced onto anyone, but like it should be nurtured and cultivated. So, I think it's great that she has that conviction and that belief, because education is not something that should be like that should be pressurized on students. And if anything else, I think this program made possible by the partners of the school is actually quite amazing as well, as it gives all of you an opportunity to talk with people from different fields and different areas and explore their expertise. And I think that's great. Most people in India don't get this opportunity, so I think that's quite interesting. And yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you, everyone.
So this feedback, it not only made my day, but it also like made me realize that I am traveling in the right direction. The objective that I chose was right. And I had my key learnings from there, that it actually coaching can motivate the students and engage them with their education. Also, like one of the things I realized was these rural school children did not have access to laptops or anything. They were lacking with the digital skills. It was really sad. So in my next, I thought I will commit for another one. And in the school for the next batch, they have arranged a laptop and another laptop and a machine. So I am actually introducing them to digital skills this next batch. I have committed to that and transitioned from my learning OKRs to commitment OKRs. So these are my commitment OKRs that I will actually help them discover their top 3 careers and explore some pathways that can help with their aspirations, and also help with their personality development with book club activities. They will finally like gain some kind of clarity what they want to do and how they want to get there. So doing good with transitioning to the commitment OKRs. I'm thinking big with my aspirational OKRs because I have stretched my goals like 2-3 years. Over the span of next 3 years, I actually want to reach around 450 plus rural school children on current pace. And I also have this ambition to write a book for them. This is quite ambitious for me, especially for early career planning. Other thing is I want to connect to other people who can motivate them, organize some podcasts. These are quite ambitious. I'm actually like making like public. That is another key thing about OKRs. Like OKRs are transparent, and when you make them transparent, things actually fall in place. That's what like these help with. That's how like when I spread the message I'm doing it, I got connected to the school, and I'm hoping that this message will spread even more and help with these ambitions I have. And also I'm planning to teach OKRs to these school children. So before I come to the conclusion, I want to share a little secret for being such an amazing audience, staying with me so far, not sleeping. I also use another thing for helping me define my OKRs. Like I said, it's not very easy to define OKRs. How do you, everyone in life, we all have one common objective: live a happy and content life, no matter what the key milestones are, whatever we achieve. And how do we get there? Like, how do we kind of define our milestones to have some kind of guidelines? I use this concept, Japanese concept called ikigai, which actually, like, it's small Venn diagram, but it covers a lot of them. Like, if you are working on a mission towards like doing good for some community or for the betterment of others, like, and pursuing something you're passionate about. Professions, most of us are like already consumed with our professions. We do like dedicate a lot of time, but we need to kind of think a little bit about other things that we are passionate about beyond our profession. So I use this concept to kind of identify the key milestones that I would like to reach or achieve, and my final why I'm doing it: to empower the rural youth in India. So this helps me, and I hope this can also help you. So these are the different types of OKRs for different phases of goal setting. And you can always start small with learning OKRs. You can start doing good with your commitment OKRs. And you can actually think big with your aspirational OKRs. This is how Ikigai helped me to define my OKRs, and OKRs helped me start small, do good, think big during the challenging times of COVID. Thank you for listening to me. And if you have any other questions, you can reach out to me at Slack at Kiran B. Again, Kiran Pendle. Thank you.